Hey, fuck buddies, it's your pal Jen Ponton. Just wanted to give you a heads up at the top of this episode that the sound, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little jacked. I'm using new software, and I now understand what went wrong, but I didn't know it was going wrong at the time. So I know we like to say we'll hug your ears. I would not encourage you to listen to this loud on headphones. I would encourage you to listen to it ambiently and just kind of roll with it. It's a great episode. So sorry that the audio is a little wonky, and I'm going to get it better next time. Okay. Love you guys. Enjoy the episode. Well, damn. Good Monday to you, Lillian Bustle.
And a good Monday to you, Jennifer Ponton.
Blessed tits to you, Lillian Bustle.
Top of the Monday to you.
Top of the Monday sounds like a curse.
Oh, God, it really does. Wow. We still have a landline, and we don't answer it. So it's up to you whether or not you want to keep recording it while it rings, because it's in Don's room.
No, leave it in. The nostalgia. Okay. I need it.
It was a wild time when you would just answer the phone. You would just be like, oh, who could that be? It could be someone exciting.
I saw the most precious, beautiful, protect it for all eternity thing. I think in the Atlantic or the New Yorker, one of the two, 6 to 1, half dozen the other. It's an article about these millennial and Gen X parents whose kids are not 8, 9, 10, and they're really actively building friendships, and so I want a phone, and these parents are I don't want to give my child a phone, but they are getting landlines again, specifically for their kids. And their kids are on the phone like we used to be. And
that's really cute. I like that.
I love it so much. Oh my God, I love it so much. And they're they're bringing the cord around the corner, and they're shutting doors, and they're Mom!
Okay, I didn't know that we were going full corded phone. There's plenty of non-corded landline options out there.
I honestly think people want the cords.
Oh my God.
I would.
Kids are doing little Lillian, where I was trying to hold the high heel shoe phone in the crook of my neck, but then I would get the stamp from the high heel on my shoulder.
Oh my God, yes.
Novelty phones were amazing. They were incredible.
My best friend Brittany had an old-timey Hello 2-piece phone, but it was the Kermit the Frog one.
Oh, right? Wow.
And so Kermit was the stand and held the earpiece and the mouthpiece.
That's very funny.
Oh, I bet that would be just price gouged to hell on eBay and stuff.
I'm sure.
She didn't know what she had when she had it.
About all of the Garfield phones that washed up on the beach in California or something like that.
Holy shit!
It was a shipment. I don't know the whole story, but I do know much in the wisdom way. I chose to take a breath and not say the rest of this while you had liquid in your mouth. But you remember how they were just feet with shoes on them washing up on the floor on the shore for a while?
Oh yes.
Yeah. It was a phenomenon like that, but much more adorable.
Maybe closer to the desert pits in Nevada or Arizona full of the E.T. Atari games.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes, exactly. We're using a new recording software, and I went to a new thing so I could Google Garfield phones washing up. And it put a little picture in picture. So that's exciting.
Oh, yes. I'm really hoping this makes my life easier, and also just it's Riverside. It's Riverside FM, and every podcast that I uses it, unless they're people in a room together, and it just felt like a nice little graduation gift, because Lillian and I have always had 7 different bells and whistles going, fuck buddies, while we've recorded.
Oh, it's been
and
crazy.
Yeah, and this just feels like it might be a little bit more streamlined.
Delightful.
Very delightful.
So a French coastal community has finally cracked the mystery behind the Garfield telephones that have plagued its picturesque beaches for decades. Since the 1980s, the Eroise coast in Brittany has received a supply of bright orange landline novelty phones shaped like the famous cartoon cat. Anti-litter campaigners have been collecting fragments of the feline for years as they clean the beaches. There was a lost shipping container that's like sank or something, and then they would just like float up and float onto the shore.
Garfield Titanic. Garfield Titanic.
Yeah, exactly.
Hooray.
Talk about Mondays.
Perfect.
This is so funny. Yeah, anyway, so that was the Garfield.
Oh, delicious.
Situation.
I forgot it was in France, which is like all the more perfect for that story.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like a very French thing to happen. It just
very
like tap the ash of your cigarette while you watch Garfield wash up.
This is the existence. I'm noticing so my sides are shaved for people who are not watching us, but they're a little grown out, and I just dyed my hair, so I was trying to dry it faster, so I had it in a towel, and everywhere where my towel was touching my shaved sides, the sides are now standing straight out.
Which is why you shave them, right?
Yes.
Because you were like, I just can't get these hairs to actually not be anarchists.
They will not be tamed. Yeah. Yep. So they're reliving their glory days right now.
Oh my God. I love it. My intense little bleach job has mellowed a tiny bit, which is nice. But I'm still like rocking this sort of like sushi rose gold pink situation.
Sushi, yeah.
Sushi, right? It's just like perfect sushi. And I never could have gotten it quite this pastel pink without an oopsie daisy. So not mad about it.
Fun.
I asked you how your weekend was.
Oh, it was great. I did 3 things in one day yesterday.
How did it feel?
Well, I mean, it could have felt better, but that was because I got in an Uber that immediately went away from Newark west instead of east towards Jersey City. And it was only because exciting. Sometimes I share my location with whoever I'm meeting, and Don was like, I got in the car and it said like 20 minutes. And then it said 25 minutes and then it said longer. And I was like, what is going on? And he goes, why are you going west? And I was like, hello, sir. We are driving away exactly the opposite direction of where we need to go.
No.
And he was like, oh, I took the wrong exit or something. And I said that to Don, and he goes, so the answer was to go on the highway in the wrong direction. And I was like, I don't know. I am the most helpless in a car because I don't usually pay attention to what's happening. Like I get in the car, I'm like, I did my job. You do your job.
Now you do yours. You know what a road is.
Apparently not. And then he took an exit, and instead of continuing on into another road, he went into a, I'm sorry, this isn't very interesting. It's just another reason why I just don't understand why I just want people to do the thing they're supposed to do. Into an industrial park. So so that actually did scare me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
I was like, I was just talking. I'm on the phone with my husband right now, and I can tell that we're going in the wrong direction. You have to turn around. And I was like, I need him to know. Someone knows where I am. What that... I've never been afraid in a car before, and I had no reason to. No. I think that he was just hapless. I do not think he was trying to dismember me. But at the same time, it would have been a great place to get away with a little murder.
Yeah.
And he goes, around? And I said, well, not through. You're not going to get where we're going if you keep going straight. So yeah, let's try around. He had 2 GPS displays. 2 two. That's four. Two GPS displays. And he turned around. He was like, turning around to look at me. I said, why don't you pull over for a second? Let's figure this out.
Oh, no.
And then he
Oh,
apologized a
no.
bunch, and I didn't report him, but I was like, this is...
No, that's crazy. Where were you coming from?
Newark. I was at...
Like, not even the airport?
No. I was at an organizational meeting at my friend's house in Newark for Jersey City Pride Festival. And then I went to a going away party for my friend Amy Wilson, who is the one who got me in touch with the National Coalition Against Censorship and the ACLU when I was dealing with my censorship problems.
Yay, Amy.
Yeah, she's fabulous. And she also hand beaded me pasties that say those things, which is what the council member said instead of breasts, the entire conversation about public nudity.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's moving away and I am really, really sad. But
where's she going?
Illinois. She got a better job.
I mean,
and apparently a very large house for a song. So if you want to move to Bloomington, Illinois with me, we
distinctly not. Where do I want to move? Where do I always see good shit crop up? I mean, like, weird places in New York State. Honestly, New York State has really good,
like real estate,
like cheapoldhouses.com, that stuff.
Absolutely not an old house. Mm-hmm. Your penchant for old houses boggles my fucking mind. No. If we're ever going to buy something again, this building is 100 years old and it was renovated in, I think, 2005. I've told you've seen, like, the building is leaning so hard that there's a gap that far underneath our bedroom door, but not that far, like that, because you can see how sloped it is. None of the windows fit. Everything, the pipes are leaky as hell. It's no. I want a place with zero draft coming in from the outside, zero ghosts. I don't need like brand new construction, but I need like 1995 and beyond.
Oh, I don't know. Stuff from the 60s is still holding up nicely.
That's true. That 60s is actually probably the best. 60s and forward is probably the best.
Before it got stupid.
Super recent stuff is made out of like stacked up notebooks. Paper.
Like, to this point, and you're going to remember it even better than I do, when Lillian and I were doing our show at the Flea downtown, we were there with my director Tessa, and Tessa saw this giant building that had been stopped, like its construction was just frozen, and she was like, oh yeah, I had friends who were supposed to live there, but it's like it's leaning a few inches to one side, and there was this whole giant, I mean, it's not a conspiracy, but this big shakedown. Then Lillian found this video of what was going on with the building and what exactly they had gotten themselves into, and it was like a funky contracting company that was like not quite above board, and now they can't take this building down. It's huge. It's an enormous skyscraper that is not safe to inhabit, and they can't keep building or else it will topple. But they, like, how do you deconstruct it without blowing it up?
Right. But my favorite thing about it is that it's a normal building up to the tits, and then tits up, they decided, they were like, well, yes. What if we counterbalance it so it looks like Jenga, but only at the top? There's another Jenga building in the city that's like designed originally.
Yes.
What it really, honestly, it looks like a fucking 5th grade group project where one asshole was like, I know what we'd do, and then they get partway through and everyone's like, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think and then they're like, no, just look. No, we're gonna see.
Oh my God.
And then you turn it in and everyone gets an F.
Yeah. Yep. It's so dreadful. Anyway, not a new build like that. Because that's what they're doing fucking now. But like a solid 60s, 70s split level with a sunken living room. Okay. Come on, girl, right. You know it.
Yeah, okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah, a conversation pit.
Yes. With what's it called? Is it like shale, the tiles where it all looks like cut stones? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Don's mom had a mid-century home that they had some tiling redone that had that, and I just loved it so much.
Ah,
Yeah,
there
you know,
is
where it's like pieces of stone, but they're flat, and then
yes,
they're like rock shaped, and then they're set into the floor like that. Yeah.
I sure do. We used to the house I grew up in had that in some iteration of a floor. And then my parents did away with it. Oh my God. We also used to have this incredible wallpaper. It was only in the laundry room. But it was so
Laundry room's
70s.
a good place for wallpaper.
I know, right? And it was, Lillian, I can't tell you. Like every time you and I send each other an aspic recipe, this was that wallpaper. It was like the Partridge Family had designed it. It was 70s pattern. So like automatically the background's a little bit lime, a little bit chartreuse, a little bit gold. And popping out of it are like pop art vegetables, cauliflower, asparagus, squash. It was amazing. And then I cannot believe my mother had the audacity to, while I was in college, strip it down and like just paint it a normal ass color. And I was like, did you even save the scraps pour moi?
Oh my God. Our place was wallpaper town when I was growing up. Oh my God. We had, first of all, there was an entire wall, and we did have a sunken living room, kind of, not in a conversation pit way, unfortunately. And I'm not going to talk about the entire layout
in a cracked foundation way.
No, actually, the foundation was one of the things that was fine about this house after it was hoarded all to fuck. No, but you would walk in and you would be on one level, and then on the left there was a hallway that was up a couple stairs, and there were some bedrooms that way. But it's on your right, and on your left, there was a living area that was on the same level that you were. But then there were 4 giant long stairs, not like little stairs like you would go up a stairway, but like the entire length of the space
library
was like, yes, but carpeted brown, different carpeting in every room, different color carpeting.
So good.
But 4 stairs up, and then I forget what it's called, but it was a photorealistic full wall of forest. And I just remember as a kid being like,
you had a mural in your house?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the entire dining room was that. In my bathroom, because apparently the guy who built it had 2 boys. So there was in our bathroom a bunch of historical airplanes and what they were called and like who flew them, but all over the wallpaper. And that was blue and white. And that bathroom did not have carpeting, but we did have other bathrooms that did have carpeting that then got like mushrooms growing in the carpeting. Who's out here wall to wall carpeting a fucking bathroom? You should be murdered, dead.
Just like the yarn chenille like toilet covers, and then the seat covers that were like puffy vinyl.
No.
Sometimes they were fabric. Oh. Can you believe they were like, right? Just like the yarn. What is that?
The vinyl ones would crack eventually, and then they would cut the back of your fucking leg. And then there was exposed foam. This wasn't at my house. We didn't fuck around with this, but at friends' home,
we didn't either.
What are you going to do? You're not going to complain to your friend about like, well, I prefer not to use this toilet because the foam is exposed in the toilet seat. And it always gets discolored. Those same people also probably had like matching colored toilet paper that was scented.
Oh my God, right? God. Yeah, like they made it in rose and like baby blue. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And baby blue probably smelled like baby powder.
Probably.
But it was, as a kid, well, you clearly didn't feel this way. I thought it was so fancy as a kid. I was like, oh my God, they made this bathroom like a living room. I thought it was so cool. And now only as an adult am I like, oh, how do you even clean that? And like, but as a kid, I got so excited when I could go to the bathroom in someone's house who had the plush vinyl or the What is it? It's not cross stitching or crochet.
No.
Is it crochet where you just like have the? It's
you're talking about the hooking.
Yes.
You're talking about a hook rug.
Yes, they
I've
had
seen that on the top of the toilet, but I've not seen it on the toilet seats.
Am I wrong? I could have sworn that they also did it for the seat.
As the lid cover.
Definitely that. And then that matched the foot plate, right?
Oh, the little rug that goes around the edge. Yes. Yes.
Honestly, I think the first time I ever realized it was gross was probably when I was living on my own, when I was a roommate in a share. And, you know, like, I went to Target to like go shopping for my apartment, and I was with a friend at the time, and I was like, ooh, the little rug that goes under you on the toilet, $5, chink. Ooh, the toilet cover. And this friend was like, what? And I'm like, look how cute. It coordinates and it's soft. And she was like, I think that probably gets poop on it all the time. And I'm like, oh, that's a new horrible thought for me.
What are you guys doing in the bathroom? I have questions. Yeah, it's a very different thing when you're sharing a home bathroom with multiple people that you did not grow up with.
No, definitely.
You can't eat at everybody's house.
Oh my God. Every time I see a video where that is the takeaway, it is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. And also the white people who do that just for fun, who are like, make nachos with me, and then they make some crazy recipe, right? Oh. And they're just doing it for shock value. They're really taking away from all the other crazy white people who think they're making good food and are making some kind of slop nonsense.
Do you remember? Yeah, go on, sorry.
Do not appreciate that.
No, not at all. The trend that was driving me fucking crazy, which had to have only been for the clicks, there's no way people were actually doing this, was people with like a marble block counter who would like sanitize it and then spread fucking spaghetti all over it. They would do like a giant cheese board, but on the actual counter, and with the sloppiest garbage that you would come on.
Nope.
Have some dignity for
nope. No, it's so upsetting. Or if they, even worse, the sink. You didn't see those?
No.
Okay, like at least the marble, you're like, well, maybe in case of
serving food from
the sink, in the kitchen sink, which is supposed to be, I mean, doorknob level germs, doorknob level, phone level, toilet level germs is supposed to be your stainless steel sink or your ceramic sink, whatever, porcelain.
That is peak nasty.
Oh my God, it's the grossest thing ever.
Have you heard about fridge-scaping? I just posted this and now I wonder if it's like a one-off joke. But God. It is like you open the fridge and there was like a picture of a horse. Like there was food in the fridge, but they had like taken the eggs out of the carton and put them in a little nest or whatever the fuck. And
oh boy.
And there was like decor. And I was also like, people are not vacuuming in there.
Yeah. Right. Stop putting a rug where a rug doesn't go.
What? It's called a diorama. Just make a diorama and put it not in your fridge.
Right? Display it on a bookcase.
White people shit.
Oh, for sure. Yep. I ADHD gamed my fridge, which you, I think, will love. I did this for Jory because, to my knowledge, I do not have ADHD, or I wouldn't be surprised if I did. But, you know, Jory confirmedly is very ADHD. And the fridge, I don't know if you've ever felt this way. For them, the fridge is one of the, like, biggest stoppers of self-care.
It's, for me, that's dishes and laundry, but I understand why the fridge is like that for them. Right? The fridge is okay for me because I know where everything is in it because I'm the one who unpacks.
Because you're the keeper. Yes.
So it is not an issue for me, except that I do hate cleaning it. And when it gets
Uh-huh.
crusty, I'm like, oh, because you can't ever just reach in there with a little spray and wipe it down a little bit, because now I'm looking at the part that I didn't wipe down, and you can't just like move things. You have to take everything out, and I hate it.
Yes.
It's such a
Yes.
huge project, and I hate it.
100%.
But yeah, if you can put things where you can see them. I think you sent me a thing of a lady who was like, I eat so much more vegetables now that I make myself like a crudité platter, and I have it all caught up, and it's there where I can see it, and it looks pretty, and I have dips to choose from.
Yeah. I ended up, I saw some video from somebody with ADHD who was like, this is how I make feeding myself easy. And like a few of the tips were use your door shelving for produce, because you'll never miss it and you'll forget about it less.
And I'm sure that the crisper things don't actually keep things crispy, right?
Right. That's my
garbage.
guess. And then
the slidey thing that's like more fresh, less fresh.
I don't know how it works. What is that supposed to mean? Somebody must be a fridge technician. Fuck buddies, if you're a fridge technician, email us.
How is the slidey thing keeping anything fresher?
What is the slide doing? Well, right now it's apparently keeping my drinks crispy because I reassigned the vegetable drawer to drinks.
That's where I hide beer that I don't want people to drink at other people's parties.
Yes. And then the other drawer is snacks. And I took a little duct tape and I labeled them drinks and snacks, because the snack is like, you need to just grab something. That's where you go.
Smart.
And then I got a couple of like clear bins just to like put yogurts in, and then put like my mustard collection in, because I love a mustard. I love a mustard so much. Oh my God.
No, but you just had a little moment, I think.
I don't think because my parents love mustard. And so I don't think I realized how few people respect mustard in the real world.
I get it. I just don't want it. I don't want it to be the assumption on as an ingredient in every sandwich.
That's
I think
fair.
that it absolutely has its place in many places. But yeah, I don't want that to be the default setting. Just like I do like mayonnaise on almost every sandwich, but I get that other people don't. I understand. I would never assume that everyone wanted mayonnaise. But I think that I run into perhaps mustard people are a little more like dog people, where they're like, surely you must like it. Everybody likes my mustard.
We have to like a kind of mustard, right? Like, I don't hold back unless it's very spicy. Obviously, I can't hang. But like anything up to like medium Gouldens, I am good. Like, give me large grain, give me yellow, give me Dijon. Come on. Like, there's a like Angus board or something, the German brand that's like a squat little jar.
Yeah. Yep. That's
Mustard
very cute.
cast.
Mustard cast.
Right? Now,
I love condiments. We don't talk about them enough.
Right? Yes. Now,
condiments are getting a short shrift in our economy.
I think a mustard person could be more like a dog person, and then it's assumed, but as also a Miracle Whip person, I'm very demure and never, ever assume that anyone wants Miracle Whip in or on anything.
Miracle Whip, when you think it's going to be mayonnaise, is a surprise. I actually do like Miracle Whip. I don't like it in tuna; it's too sweet. But I like it for other things. But yeah, you can't assume that somebody's going to fuck with Miracle Whip.
I love Miracle Whip in tuna. I know that's so gross. Thank God, I also love it with mayo, because that's what the entire world does, and that's fine by me.
Yeah, I made a late night tuna with a little mayo, and I love relish, like possibly too much relish in my tuna.
Yes.
Like a obnoxious amount of, not half and half or anything, but
significant.
Yeah,
for sure. Yes, that's correct. The first recipe of tuna that my mom made after the one that I grew up with, which is always weird, right? When a parent does a new thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
I really want to know what your example is. but like maybe the first or second year that I was in college, my mom was like, "Oh, I made a new tuna recipe," and I was like, "What? What do you mean you made a new tuna recipe? Like that's right?" Because I grew up with celery and Miracle Whip, as per my father. But then my mom found this recipe where I'm sure there's a little bit of mustard, maybe like mustard powder even, but it uses chopped up gherkin pickles.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
can see
it's
that.
so good. Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
sounds yummy. Don makes tuna a little more savory than I do, and he actually, it's so cute to watch him do it, Duke, because he puts a little oregano and a little bit of cumin in it, and it's not enough for you to feel like you're tasting either one, which is crazy because you can really, cumin is very
Yeah.
bossy, but he'll go
Immediately something becomes a taco.
that's how he's like, just a little.
That's so
cute.
precious. I love it.
It's
oh
okay.
my
And
God.
it's great. It's so good.
Nice.
But
I'm
yeah,
wondering
no,
if he
I
added
barely-
capers. Because the gherkin
I
recipe
love
also has capers in it. It's like, ooh, it's a zesty little zippy, savory situation.
I love
I
capers.
gotta find that recipe.
They're like vegetable caviar.
Yes. Also, my biggest point of contention with the Italian community right now is that I cannot find a chicken piccata to save my goddamn life, which
like
is
served in a restaurant,
like for takeout
or a recipe. Oh, okay, yeah,
for takeout.
Huh.
Yeah, I cannot, and that sucks because I never like a chicken. I don't know if it's Francaise or Frances. I think it's probably Frances. I never like a chicken Frances because I don't like the egg batter.
Yeah, I get that.
Right?
I understand, yeah.
There are times that I've had it that I think it's bang on and it's good, but if it goes just like 1 degree too eggy,
then it's an omelet.
Ew. Yeah. Yes.
It's a
thank
chicken
you.
cutlet in a thin omelet.
Yes. And there are a couple other chicken preparations in Italian cuisine that do that. And I'm like, not that. But chicken piccata doesn't. It's like a chicken francaise without the gross omelet part. And capers. And little vegetable caviar.
Yeah,
and
the capers
nobody
are good.
fucking makes it. And just this like, slim.
You for sure can make that. It is super, super easy. It's just like lemon sauce.
Ugh.
Yeah, you can make that.
I would guzzle that shit.
If you next time, well, I probably won't be able to see you until September, but I'll go make you some.
Back to a Lillian Bustle summer, baby.
Oh my God. I didn't even finish telling you about everything I did yesterday.
No, you told me you got lost in a car and not abducted, thank God.
God. Yeah, that's definitely not how I want to go. I want it to be spectacular. Not like we found her in an industrial park.
Oh no.
And it was probably the Uber driver. No, I deserve better than that.
At least a fireworks factory.
Oh,
that's spectacular.
That is spectacular. Yeah. That's a great point. Probably over pretty quick.
Right?
Oh, and then I went to there is a group out of Hudson Pride called Les Fest. And it's like the Sapphic women programming. And I went to a ladies karaoke night that was really fun. It was really fun. And instead of it just being all karaoke, it would be like a song and then a dance song. And then someone would sing a song and then maybe 2 dance songs and maybe 3 people sing a song and then some dance music. And there's a pool table at this place and those weird shuffleboard tables. And then someone brought out beer pong and everybody stared at it for a very long time before anybody played, which was very funny because the table was huge. Yeah, no, that was super fun. And then I came home and I watched some of that Museum of Home video that I'm always talking about.
Yes.
And they had the New York Nights guy. His name is Adam, who did a whole thing on Jill Sobule. Do you know about Jill Sobule?
I know that name. I know that name.
I kissed a girl, na 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 na. It's not that I kissed a girl and I liked it. It was like the poppier, cuter, like I think I might do it again. that song came out, first of all, that singer was about 40 when that song came out. She was doing her thing for a really long time and took a long time to come out. So this is a good segue into the late bloomer stuff that we wanted to talk about. So I got to watch an almost entirety of her show called Fuck Seventh Grade, which was at Joe's Pub.
Oh my God.
And it's entirely autobiographical and talking about like growing up and like people, you know, people who were an influence and like girls that she had a crush on and stuff. Yeah, it's her, and it's an all girl or a fab rock band.
Oh my God. When did you see that?
Last night. That was
so this was the third thing from yesterday?
Yeah, no, that was the fourth thing.
Oh my God, you had the gayest day.
It was pretty gay. I had the meeting, then I had a goodbye party, then I had karaoke, and then I came home and watched the Jill Sobule thing, and it was great.
Oh my God. I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And on Saturday, you asked, on Saturday we went to the cat show at the Edison Expo Center. So it's like a dog show. It's like a competition. It's very funny because if you say dog show, people are like, oh yeah. You say cat show, people are like, what is that? It's like,
sure.
There's a dog show, but with cats. That's how people are when you say drag king. They're like, what's that? Oh. I'm like, it's like drag queens, only the other way around. Right. People are like, what?
Also a cat show.
Yes. Also a cat show. Yes. So, cat show. And then we saw David Cross at White Eagle Hall, and he was fantastic. And the opening guy's name was Gary, but I don't remember his name. I think you've sent me clips from him before. He's great. But David Cross told a very long story that had a lot to do with his penis. And at the end of the story, he looks down and he was like, well, I just realized that there is a very young child in the front row. And he looked at the parent. He was like, that's on you.
Yeah. Yes. Who takes a child to go see David Cross?
I mean, my mom probably would have, but she wouldn't have been worried about it.
But she would have been hoping that you would got an autograph.
Yeah, she would have been trying to lift me up onto the stage like she did with Tom Jones. Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I wonder if Tom Jones remembers me.
I bet he does. You are unforgettable. Oh my God.
How was your weekend?
It was lovely. It was very yesterday was very chill, and like just sort of got ahead of myself with all the regular domestic stuff of like laundry and dishes and blah blah blah. But Saturday was so special, Lillian, because okay, fuck buddies, I had a neighbor for a number of years who lived across the street from me, and she and her husband and their kiddo, she and I were the same age basically, and we just hit it off like fucking gangbusters. Yes. And yes, and I just loved them so much. And we lived next to each other for 5 years, and when I left, they left like a year after, and we had kind of both been floating, right? Like me in Minnesota for a while before down here, them in like Western New York State for a while, and like finally they landed down here. Hey. And I was so excited because we really put out the intention of like, let's be neighbors again. I don't know how it's gonna happen.
Cute.
But it was the cutest, best thing. And like when I say neighbor, what I really mean is like best friend who just happens to live 20 feet from you. Aww. Who like something would come up on the news and we would each run outside and be like, oh my God, what the fuck? Oh, wow. Or yeah. Yes. And like I think I even got UTIs from like just hanging outside with her for hours and hours and hours, and like not even pausing the conversation to like go pee over the course of like an 8-hour day. Like, you know.
I mean, that's pretty ADHD, to be honest.
It might be. Yep. I might be an undiagnosed girly. But they moved down here. They moved down here. So on Saturday, I went to go visit.
That's so
It
nice.
was so great. And it was like canon, obviously. And it's so funny because Jory was like, when are you going to be back? And I was like, well, I think we're just meeting in the morning. So it'll probably just be a couple hours and then they'll like go off and have their day. Nope. I was there for 8 hours. And then I finally was like, okay, let me leave because the evening is coming. And like, but it was so perfect. Oh, Lillian, it was great. I love these people so much. They're so wonderful.
Good.
Yeah, it was awesome. And Bear got to see them, which is great because Bear loves them.
Aw, that's so
loves
nice.
them. Yeah. And they found the most gorgeous little slice of heaven as a rental. Like just kismet. Totally kismet.
Yeah, beautiful. I met these people once, right?
Definitely.
We went to Liberty Science Center, I think, together.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
That was a fun night.
They're just fucking spectacular people. Yeah. They feel like Jersey City people, honestly. Right? Like, just like radical, chill, brilliant, kind, anarchist.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so lovely.
I love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you interested in segueing into our topic?
I am.
Jen and I wanted to talk a little bit about late bloomers, specifically in a gay way. But I think that there's a lot that's tied in to that in general. Like,
totally.
I feel like I have talked about before that I grew up like very afraid of sex, mostly because of Jesus and partly because of my mom. And when my religious stuff started to no longer serve me, and after I had stopped going to church for quite some time, I still just had a lot of fear around it because I just had this feeling like if there's ever a girl who's just gonna get pregnant from being near
God.
sperm,
Oh no.
There's always like those stories about like, well, they did everything right, but some still got where it was supposed to go. I was like, I'm probably the most fertile human being on the planet. And I think I knew even before I knew that I didn't want to have kids. Like, I certainly didn't want to be taking care of a child at 23, 24, 25, let alone much younger. But so I had like a lot of uninterrogated stuff. But our friend had asked specifically to talk about how being a young fat person specifically, or I think that it extends into like already being nonconformist, right? People are already picking on you about stuff.
Yep.
And I was trying so hard to be cool in so many different ways. And like, I look back on so many of the dumb little trend things that I decided to try to start. Like, I don't know, carrying a green plastic elephant lunchbox as a purse.
Oh, I think all cool girls had that moment. Don't worry, honey. That was me too.
Yeah. All like latent queer girls.
Right. Cool ones.
Right. But I was also thinking about how I wasn't around like the classic potentially gay girls either. I was not interested in sports, possibly because of my size. Like, I wasn't uninterested in moving and playing games. I was uninterested in being judged for my ability to be good at something I had never tried to play before, which happened all the time in gym.
Yes. And it was agony.
Yeah.
You couldn't help but feel like a loser.
The one time that they were like, we're going to play cricket. Nobody had ever played cricket before.
Sorry. What is this colonial nonsense?
Oh, come on. It was probably right after our square dancing class. Like,
Oh no.
we had a very quirky gym teacher who was like
Wow.
worldly.
Okay, great.
He insisted that we all play checkers and chess after lunch during cold months. During the summer, you were supposed to go outside after lunch and do walk and talk to like get your steps in as a fifth grader.
Wow. Oh my God.
So when it was nice out, you did that. When it was kind of rainy out, you could stay or like go into the library, I think, until lunch was over. And I don't know how luxurious our lunchtime was. It can't have been more than a half an hour.
Right? I'm thinking, I'm like, God, how long is lunch?
As a child,
three
how long
martini
is
lunch?
anything? Yeah, right, exactly. Little Lillian, when they're like, I said up with a twist. Sorry. This is milk. But yeah, I girls were mean.
So mean.
So even if there was a potential for me to be into somebody, I was probably more afraid that they were going to be mean. And I think that why weren't boys as mean? There was the occasional guy who was like a real, like criminal piece of shit who would come after me. But that just generally didn't last very long. The girls were the ones who were like, let us poison your blood and ruin your life for months and months on end everywhere you go.
With the boys, it didn't feel clannish. With the boys, it just
didn't feel personal.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
For me, I was just like, oh, you're just a dick.
I did.
Girls are mean.
Oh, my God.
Personal.
Yes. And you really, really internalize it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that I didn't internalize stuff from boys. I for sure did. But yeah, no, the cruelty and I've told you about the plots to completely annihilate me in middle school, and they were bad. Yeah. Girls were mean, and I wonder if this is like a canonical experience too for other late blooming queer women, that like, even though we are incredibly sapphic and woman-centric as adults, and probably were inclined to be as kids, like, the meanness of girls pushed us into more relationships with guys, and like, not necessarily romantic, but definitely pining and also friendships.
Right.
And just being like the cool girl, or being like a tomboy or whatever, because boys just didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought I hated girls for a long time.
I won't say that I hated them, but I had a very deep mistrust of until on the occasion I met the other weirdo, and then we locked in like that. Like,
yes,
so hard.
Yes.
I think I mentioned that like one of my best friends from elementary school, and we did that thing where we just like grew apart, but we still knew each other through all of high school. And actually, when I was performing in Boston, I got to hang out with her and her wife. It was really fun.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like, we were definitely like the chubby weirdos with glasses who were too smart for our own fucking good, and not really understanding like why we wanted to like snuggle so much while we were watching movies. But yeah, like, when you think of the classic tomboy, I met a couple at camp, and I wish I was still in touch with some of them because they were really fun and probably gay. And
definitely.
And sports girlies. And I think specifically about our volleyball team.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fucking afraid of those girls. There's no way that I would have ever hung out with them after Girl Scouts. After I stopped doing Girl Scouts with my school groups and started doing it in other fashions where it was like mixed with other schools, I just wasn't around those mean girls. Like, I was able to escape, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
but I just wasn't around them. And also hashtag not all sports girls are mean, but
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But like, but the straight ones are.
for sure.
Oh my god, the straight ones are for sure. Yeah, like I mean, I had early experiences in softball, canonically queer sport.
Yeah.
And I liked it, but I was meanly voted least valuable player when I was like maybe 10 years old. And my mom took me out, and my mom said to the coach or whatever and was like, this is unacceptable.
Why would you let the other team do that? Like,
yeah, right?
was it something the coach was aware of, or was it something
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No, the coach wasn't mean to me. I mean, the coach told me not to do things like throw the bat and to please try and catch the ball. But like, other than that, no, the adults were not bad. Truly, I mean, I was already like, I was looking up at the clouds and, you know, like figuring out what baby beluga they looked like, you know. I had a very incredibly tight regimen out there. But like, yeah, some
discipline.
of those girls
it takes
were
discipline.
completely, yes. Oh my god. And my friend Erin, who is my longest childhood friend from elementary school. And I still love her. She's just like still amazing. She's badass. She's hilarious. She's so weird. And she honestly was the other weird kid with glasses. I don't think she identifies as queer, but like everything about her personality is very queered in a non-sexuality way. Like she became a punk kid in high school. And Erin, her mom was amazing. Her mom was our Girl Scout leader and was just like one of the best school moms, chaperone moms, PTA moms, like such a mama bear, loved her. And they had this giant Newfoundland dog. I know you're not a dog person, but a Newfoundland is like the size of a big shaggy horse. And her name was Daphne. And Daphne...
What a great name for a dog.
Oh, Daphne was so wonderful, and she would go to all of our games, and I would find ways to like sneak off the field and like go pet Daphne. Yeah, that is. But there were straight girls on the team who were not Erin, who were so mean, and so I got driven out of softball, and I got driven out of basketball. Another queer on ramp for me. And weirdly, I feel like actually a lot of the girls who did those sports, despite being canonically queer events, were straight. Jersey's weird. P-Burg is weird. P-Burg is so fucking butch. And it's so confusing because it doesn't feel like the good butch to me. Yeah. It feels just like, wait a second. Are we all just like, you know, spitting and standing like this and like, you know?
Yeah. There's something about Jersey women that has the vibe of every gal has like 4 older brothers, right?
Yes, that. Right. Yes. That was so many girls I knew. And yes, and then just straight as the day is long. But like, I don't know, being that kind of an actual tomboy for all these straight girls, like did make them extra mean. In certain ways. Yeah, so sports were a bust because I couldn't even then identify the scary queer girls in the sports. I just didn't know where they were. And I didn't know where they were in P-Burg, and honestly, I think we probably actually ended up as like the sensitive goth bi kids, but I don't know where I could find like the lesbians, to be quite honest. Like there might just be no lesbians in P-Burg.
I'm trying
Tragedy.
That would be a tragedy. I'm trying to think of Virginia. Like, really, the only solid memories that I have of what I understood as gay women was really that, like, the witchy shop in Grafton called Chelsea's, and the act that was like a new age bookstore. And then there was the actual like Wiccan store that was right next to the head shop that was in Newport News or Norfolk, but probably Newport News. And that, I've told you the story about that lady. She was just like a wonderful fat butch lady with a dog named Sappho. And
Yes, right.
they sold lots of things and it smelled like secrets. And above the counter, they had all these purses made out of bull balls.
Incredible. For why?
And I remember being like, what are those at high school? And that lady was so proud to tell me. She was like, these are from castrated bulls.
Amazing.
Off, and now we use them as a purse. And I was like, this lady is amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I wonder if she was out there chopping the balls off herself.
Yeah, right.
She seemed very proud about it.
I had two, to my knowledge, two actual adult butch women in my life. One of whom was my mom's coworker forever, so I would see her occasionally. But the other one was much more folded into my daily life, and that was in high school, my choral director.
Oh.
Miss Hartman, or as we very successfully renamed her for the remainder of her life, K-Dog. I may have even, I think me or Annie came up with it. I can't remember. But yeah, she was christened K-Dog in like 2001. And apparently it lived so long beyond that. And so like still posthumously, because she passed away, I think in 2016 or 17, I think. She was so wonderful. And she was always out, which was delightful and amazing when I can't think of a single other teacher who was out. And,
I'm trying to think. I don't think I had any teachers who were out.
Yeah.
I definitely in high school was like, all right, I know there's a handful of teachers who are undeniably gay. But not a lot of women that I can think of.
And I think I was only not surprised because of forensics. Because forensics, first of all, there were a lot more liberal towns that we were in constant exposure of. And so they had coaches who were out adults, and it made it so much more normal. But yeah, I mean, Miss Hartman was the only out teacher at Peaburg and a woman, and like told us about her wife and her daughter and made no attempts to shield who she was at all. And it was kind of fucking incredible. Like easy to take for granted as a kid at that time, but looking back on the place and on what a school is like, but like especially in that time, I mean, like it was miraculous and so brave, and we all cared about her so much. I really don't remember like students being shitty with her, or if they were, like they'd matriculate their way out of the choral programs, but like we all just fucking loved her so much. And like, and she didn't wear dresses. She wore like cummerbunds and tux shirts and bow ties.
So cute.
Which again, at the time I was like, yeah, sure, that's just what she wears. But now I'm like, holy fuck, that's so transgressive.
Yeah, that's really
That's
cool.
so beautiful. She just shows up there in like her fucking butch glory. I loved her so much. And it's a shame that I'm only able to see all this stuff on the other side of coming out for like how miraculous it was. But yeah, she was amazing. She was amazing. And who knows, that might have been accelerated too if I had been spending even more time. I would say she got the secondary amount of my time. Primary was forensics with our coach, who we also thought was queer, but thus far has not turned out to be.
I'm still listening to you. I just remembered a teacher from elementary school that I kind of wanted to look up.
Ooh. Yeah. Yes. So Miss Hartman was fucking amazing. She was so, so, so wonderful. And I know it was really, really important to her that she be a queer beacon. And like I saw an interview with her not that long ago. Not that long ago that I saw it. It's been the last year or two. And of course it was done when she was alive, but she was speaking about being out and queer in the Lehigh Valley and how important it was to her that she be seen and be an example to students, because of course she was going to have queer students. Probably more gay men, but like a lot of queer women too.
Sure.
A lot of queer women. And she was, of course, a huge piece of the drama department too. So like, yeah, all of the little goth theater buys were also like her disciples. She was just so special.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing.
I love that. The teacher I'm thinking about was my second grade teacher. She was my biggest advocate. I think I told you when I was younger, there was all of this like, nobody ever caught the fact that I had a full-on learning disability for math because I was so good at reading that it must have been at the time, I mean, in the early 80s, kind of incomprehensible for a kid who was so accelerated at one thing to be so behind at other things. But math was always terrible for me. Ms. Beaton was super cool. She had a horse / possibly horses. She had really curly hair and she wore big glasses and she almost always wore pants. So the horses and the pants are really what made me go,
Oh, we love a horse pants situation.
She was very sweet. And it's hard for me to even know how young she was because there is a style that people wore in the 80s where it was just like, she was wearing like slacks with a long sleeve blouse that probably had shoulder pads and like possibly the little bow at the neck. And like curly, I don't want to, Weird Al hair sounds mean, but like that, like curly, tight curl. Yeah.
Permed, maybe.
Oh, probably.
Right.
I forgot that we used to do that.
Oh, we used to do perms.
We used to do perms.
They are making a little bit of a comeback, and I might have asked my mother if I should get one, and she might have been like, Jennifer.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Right. Yeah, those perms, man, they stayed tight on top of your head. Yeah. Very Annie.
I had a perm once. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but my mom and I, there was a hair expo that was happening and they were looking for people to have their hair cut live on stage. And in return, you got a ton of free shit. And I think it was just free stuff. I think it was just stuff. So they had everybody come and sit, and they said that I was too young, which is great because my mom really was like, let's do the baby also. I was probably 15.
Oh God.
So I'll never forget this. We were in this conference center of like a Hilton or something, and they had everybody stand up and say what they were and were not willing to do to their hair. And my mom was like, whatever you want. She had that super like almost kinky hair. Her hair was very difficult to handle. And that's what I'm very worried that my hair is turning into. And she never spent money on herself. So she had like all of this long, mostly white, not even silver, but like white, frizzy hair, probably at least down here.
And like a wiry texture.
Yes, very, very wiry.
Thick and stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, yes. So
there's gotta be something.
And she was like, you can do anything to me. So they saw a huge makeover possibility with her, right? Like they did a very dramatic transformation for her. And I really wish that she had kept it up because she like really fucking felt pretty afterwards. And it had been, I don't remember my mom ever visibly, like I getting the vibe off her that she felt pretty. And after this hair show, she had just like, it was just like a halo of blonde, well done, good color of curls that weren't super tight. They were like wispy. So it worked with the texture of her hair and the color was really good. And then she just like, she either couldn't or didn't keep it up. But to keep me busy, because they were doing a whole day of processes on my mom.
Oh,
Somebody
wow,
was
yeah.
like, honey, you look bored. That's your mom up there. Do you want a perm too? And I was like, sure. I mean, I was probably 16 or 17. I think that it was like just before I went away to college. It did grow out before I actually went to Florida.
Thank goodness. Oh boy.
But I remember her showing me the rods, which is not fair. Because how am I supposed to know?
You're not.
So I got a much tighter perm than I meant to.
Oh,
and like
God.
I wound up I got a pick. Like I had to get a pick and I had to be really patient with it. And I remember the first time I let it air dry, I was like, what did I do?
Oh, honey. Yep.
What?
Yep.
What? And I don't think I have any pictures of myself with that hair because I
holy
shit.
So I don't blame you. Perms, yeah, oh God. I'm so grateful I didn't get one once I cared about my hair, right? Once like being pretty was, all part of the psychosis of being a teenage girl. My perms all came, I think I got a perm at like 8 for fun. And then maybe another one at like 10 or 11. And it might have just been those two. But my first exposure to a perm, I was very little. I want to say I might have been under, I was maybe 3, maybe 3 or 4, maybe younger. My mom got a perm, and my mom has short hair, like short Mary Martin hair, right? So she gets a perm on the longer pieces, which are all above her ears, and it's tight, and it looks ridiculous, right? It's like pure early 80s terror. But she comes home and I am so upset because I don't know what happened to her hair, and that's my mom. And because the hair wasn't long enough to perm in the back, right? Like the nape. Apparently I would just like stroke that little straight part at the back of her head because that felt like my mom, and I didn't know what this was, but that was her.
The realist. Wow, that's so real. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
She and I were talking recently because we were talking about my dad, who I obviously have a complicated relationship with posthumously for like 10 years now. And all of my relationship with him pretty much from like 18 on was pretty good. And everything before 18 was quite bad. But, my mom and I will sometimes kind of like just dump the Legos out on the floor and be like, I wonder what dad would have thought if he knew I was queer, blah, 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 right? Also very queer from space as a child, but just nowhere to plug that in and put 2 and 2 together, right? And like, as a fat girl, the imperative from your parents and society, but like definitely your parents, is like, well, you better get hot so boys like you now.
Yeah.
Like, just unstoppable, torrents
Uh-huh.
of that information. And so like boys start to be even less about your own orientation and more about like, if I don't do this, I'm somehow gonna fail, like
Yeah.
society,
You're
but
gonna fall
then like very
behind.
squarely your parents,
Yeah.
right? And my dad was like, I was so desperate for his affection and approval, and like as soon as dances started
Mm-hmm.
in 6th grade, um you know, he was like trying to give me tips so that boys would want to dance with me, and I was like, oh my god, this is so horrifying and embarrassing.
That is horrifying.
It was so bad. Oh, Lillian, I really liked wearing my hair in a ponytail at the time, and I was getting ready my room and picking out whatever I wore to wear, and probably putting on like body glitter and stuff. And then I come into the kitchen, and I will never forget this. My hair's up, and I was like, "What do you guys think?" And my dad, who like fucking never touched me, my dad so delicately reached around to my ponytail and pulled the thing off and gathered my hair and pulled my hair like this over my shoulders, but more remarkably and insanely, from behind my ears, right? There's like an
Okay.
age at which wearing your hair behind your ears is the only comfortable thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not generally as an adult, but as a child, yes. Takes it from out from behind my ears and like so delicately, so lovingly presses it down on my cheeks. And he's like, there you go, sweetheart. That'll make your face look a little thinner so the boys will want to dance with you. And I was fucking gutted. Gutted.
That sucks so hard.
It was so terrible that like the one time he contributed to, you know, these like canonical adolescent events, like the equivalent of giving a kid a corsage, right? Like, let me
Right.
put this on your lapel, or like put this flower in your hair, whatever. Like, no, it's somehow. And I remember I was so sweaty, Lillian. It was so hot in the gym, and I could just like, my hair was sticking to my face, and I kept like running my hands down it, and you couldn't even tell it was sweat anymore, or what was like that the oils from my palms just like slicking it down. And I remember anytime I would be seen, really like then like 12, 13 years old, I just was like, I made the narrowest little window for my face.
Wow.
And was like, maybe no one will know I'm fat. Number one loving trick for any fat kid or adult out there: everyone knows you're fat. And I mean that in the most loving and liberatory way. Everyone knows you're fat. I promise, baby. Wear the bikini, wear the dress,
Wear whatever you
wear
want.
whatever you want.
And if you
put your hair however you want.
If you are interested in like playing with silhouettes and stuff, go for it. Sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
But like it doesn't matter how many times you stand with your hands like this, which is the new thing, which I actually like doing that because I think it makes me look kind of cute. But there's a new trend of especially like celebrities who have gained weight, who instead of putting their hands on their hips or even doing the thumb hook thing so that you have like your fingers pointing inward, their hands are all the way on what is for me a muffin top.
Yes.
And it's like, oh girl, that's
like
not an illusion. That's not.
It made me really sad because I saw Jennifer Love Hewitt do it.
I saw that too.
And I mean, I certainly don't blame her. Like the coming of age that she had at the time she had it, and now she's just an adult that has that past. And like, yes, she looks fucking banging. She looks amazing.
She looks amazing. And like, not for nothing, we are not supposed to be talking about people's bodies like this, but like, she was kind of known as having like a surprisingly large head, right?
Oh, was she?
She had a big head. and big boobs, and now
Big
it to
boobs.
me
That's what I
it
remember.
all looks like it makes sense.
Right. Because now she's a fully matured human skeleton.
Yeah, and probably you fully matured human skeleton. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that we can get away with not talking about people's bodies at all, but people were being super nasty about her, and
It's so crazy.
but she looks lovely.
And I just wanted to see her own it. And when I saw her hands doing that thing, I was like, no.
That's got to be so deep inside her, though.
I
Like,
know.
that's.
I know. Listen, it would be hard enough for anyone, let alone in this environment, let alone if the last time people were paying attention to you, you were 16 and looked like that. I mean, like, honestly, I have all the compassion in my heart for her. I just wish for her it could have been total ownership of how amazing she looks as an adult. She's so hot.
Yeah.
She's so hot. Like, wood. Come on.
Yeah.
She does not punch the butch card, but would.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm just keep thinking about like being already othered and trying to figure out how to own your whatever the other thing is, you know, to make your way past all of that and society. And if you, like me, your attraction in general is so amorphous that it's not, I swear to God, like wherever my pansexuality sits was always so confused by people not just being boy crazy, but then when I found out, I had friends who were coming out as lesbians who would talk about Angelina Jolie, like, and I was like, I don't get it.
Right?
I get hot for British accents.
Yeah. I understand. There's something that
I get hot for good singers. I get hot for people with swagger, but not like the shitty dumb swagger.
Yes. I agree with that. And I also I feel like Angelina is on even every queer person's list. Like for the people I know who are pan and bi, like I mean I kind of get wanting to be her, but there's something to her charisma that I feel like I would have had to experience to be like, oh.
Sure.
I mean, as a fairly uncharismatic seeming person, especially at the time, especially, I'm sure I could be swayed if I were in a room with her. But like, you know, she does feel like the default on everyone's list, and I feel the same about some men. Like there are lots of men who are on everyone's list. And I'm like, I don't fucking, what? What?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I never had my friend who was boy crazy, had crushes on camp counselors and stuff. And she was like solidly sexually precocious, right? Like she got her period real young. She got big boobs. She was the one who I would go over to her house and I would read her mom's romance novels. The like super horny ones.
Oh my God. What did you do with all that energy as a child?
Oh, I mean, we would have a sleepover and then turn out the lights and like solidly ignore the fact that each one of us was reading the books in our own fashion is what that happened. But maybe that's why she stopped inviting me over.
Interesting.
No, I think her dad was just tired of driving me around. I was over at her house every day for quite some time. And then one day they said something about like, this car is a lease and we're putting too many miles on it coming to get you.
Sorry, what the fuck?
I was just down the street. I don't know how any of it was.
Oh,
Lillian. It's funny. She and I are still cordial. We could probably have a fun, like, whatever happened.
Yeah.
But, I didn't have posters of boys up on my walls. I like, or girls, people. Like, I fully didn't understand having crushes on celebrities because I was like, you're never going to meet them. They don't give a shit about you. And that person happens to be 30 years older than you. So why are you,
Mm-hmm.
what? The obsession with New Kids on the Block when I was in like 6th grade, I was like, what? People would be like, who's your favorite? And I was like, I don't really listen to them. And they're like, but you have to have a favorite. And I'm like, that one has blue eyes.
Yeah.
Sure. uh, and in a world that is fueled by like the polar opposites of, what is the word that I'm thinking of? Well, just like super conservative thoughts around sex and shamey. And then all of the imagery, especially in the 80s, that was like constant barrage of like wet fucking t-shirts and like, oh, girls washing cars and
Uh-huh.
and you're like, oh, you're selling soda? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize. That the way I had crushes on people who were nice and sweet and funny, and people who I knew, and
Mm-hmm.
mostly people who were dorky like me, and people often with whom I thought I had a chance. And the handful of times where like I did throw it out there and was rejected by someone where I was like, I'm really the best you're gonna get right now.
I know you think you're holding out for someone else,
Yeah,
but
good luck with that.
oh my God. I think there's something too about, you mentioned like only being able to handle one otherness at a time,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is so valid. And also, I think there was something too to like the same way pop culture loved to dual package Fat and Ugly.
Sure. Yep.
They were just as inclined to triple package Fat and Ugly and a lesbian. And quadruple, right? Like fat,
Yes.
ugly, feminist lesbian, right?
Yes, and Mask. Yeah.
And Mask.
But I mean, I think Mask is implied on not. You know how I feel about this, but in a man's description of a woman,
Yeah.
like she mustn't be handsome, she must be
Right.
pretty, and
Right.
so that anything masculine automatically goes into ugly for that
Right.
moment.
Right. And so it felt like fatness was Mask skewing in and of itself enough that like
Yeah, dude.
right?
Yeah, dude.
So you
I
were
never felt like I got to be a girl.
yeah. Yeah. Right. And plus then the erasure of our femininity in every possible way in clothing. So you already have to dress a little bit boxier.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wear big t-shirts. You got to wear like like jeans without any good shaping to them, right? So you're already like dressing like a fucking stone butch.
Yep.
And I think that just, in me, especially when there were these moments, these little gaps in the feed of like, wait a second, am I attracted to a girl? Like just these little blips in my subconscious through adolescence. Because the first time that I consciously was like, oh, I am physically attracted to a woman and something is happening and making my body go kerflooey. I was 18 years old and I was in college. Before that, I think everything was subconscious, and it was just like being drawn to people and not knowing what was going on there. But I think any of those little blips, those little subconscious like thinning of the veil, right? Of like, they would be so overwhelmed by my desire to prove everybody else wrong about all the stuff that was unacceptable about me. Like, I'll be damned if I'm going to be the fat, ugly, feminist lesbian here in this moment. Like, if that makes all the other bad shit true about me, let's stay on the tragically straight and narrow and prove to everyone that I can instead be a feminine, a girl that hates feminists and loves boys. And I'm fat and I'm not ugly, right? Like, by overthrowing one of them, it felt like you had to overthrow all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a very big challenge.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. So what you just described, it was a long, so I feel like I was, like horny in general, but like as a vibe versus like horny for someone.
Yes.
And honestly, like, if I'm being honest, I was mostly horny for kissing. Like, I wanted to make out. And when I started making out with people, I never wanted to stop. My first kiss, I've told you, had braces. So that was a lot to
I'm making you horny for kissing merch. And maybe that's our first merch for all the fucks, guys. You heard it here first. Horny for kissing. Honk if you're horny for kissing.
Oh man. People who don't like kissing are missing out.
I fucking concur.
Yeah. But I was like, can't we just have some kissing? Like, why does it have to be like, I don't have to also be your girlfriend. We don't have to touch each other in the pants. Like,
right. Can't we just do kissing?
Do kissing. And as soon as I was like, let's just do kissing, then I did so much kissing. But I'm constantly remembering things from when I was younger where I was like, oh yeah, no, I liked that girl. Like, it pops up. I think I've told you that Topanga. I was very rarely wasn't famous people, but like Topanga from Boy Meets World. But there was a girl, I went to Girl Scout camp. It was close. It was in middle school for sure. And it might have been the last time that I went to Girl Scout camp. And it was, I think, a theater based experience program at Girl Scout camp, which they hadn't done before, or at least I hadn't been part of. I was mostly doing church camp. Probably because that's what I could get the scholarship for. This girl was a little bit older, but not that much older. She definitely had short hair. She had a fun little nose that was kind of like round at the front. So like definitely more of a handsome vibe than like, oh, how pretty. But she was obsessed with,
Are we talking Mickey Rooney round?
No, not that much. If I can think of somebody, no. If I can think of, not like W.C. Fields. No. If I can think of somebody to compare to, I definitely will. But like a little rounder than mine, like rounder. And I remember like you really wanted to boop it. Short dark hair, olive skin. We were camping outside, platform tents, but still outside. And she had brought with her a face mask that you would put on, and then it changed color from like, it went from dark.
It was a Freeman's mask.
No, it was clay. It was in a pot with a brush on it. Crazy. You shouldn't do that. That's not hygienic at all. Don't put shit on your face and then put it right back in the product. That's a terrible idea. But I was fascinated because I was like, she's so dedicated to her skincare routine. She was reading the novelization of Fire Walk with Me, I think. Like, she was really into Twin Peaks, and Twin Peaks? Wait.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And she wanted to talk about it, but I had only seen one episode. And I remember, I'm going to cry. I remember her going, it's not for everybody. And then like stop talking about it. And I was like, no, tell me more. And she was like, it's really hard to explain. You're not going to get it. And I was like, oh, I want to talk to you more.
Lillian, this reminds me of I Saw the TV Glow.
Why did that make me so sad? I wanted her to like me so much.
Because you wanted to be the exact same kind of cool that she was.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And then you went on to like David Lynch and to
no, I do not
professionally
like
know how to use.
I do not care for David Lynch.
I'm going to excuse that one there.
Seen a single David Lynch thing that I have liked. I would go so far as to say that it is not for everyone.
That is fair. It is not for everyone. Oh my God.
Mulholland Drive made me so fucking mad. I'm not even going to talk about it because it's not worth fighting, because I know people who love his stuff love it. But like halfway through the movie, famously, my roommate's Turkish husband, after we watched a movie called like it was about the president's daughter, and it was boring, and Ahmet said, "Was that movie? I do not think that I just watched movie."
Oh my God. I will say, I very recently reposted a super hilarious Tumblr thing where there was a still from Twin Peaks. Mm-hmm. And the first comment that was highlighted said, "What's this from?" And then the next one said, "No one tell him. It's he has to figure it out on his own," or something like that. No one tell him.
And it was from Twin Peaks. Yeah. That's really funny.
It's for his own good. No one tell him. It's for his own good.
I love that. And I'm glad that, listen, I am evolved. I understand that there are different kinds of weird that are not for me, and it's fine. But there are a lot of people who love things like that, who think that they are better than everyone. And she wasn't like that. She was just like, it's okay that you don't get it. I'm used to people not getting it. But there's just as many people who are like, you don't love it.
Right. No, it's not a taste-making thing. It is absolutely a certain palette. And I would never say that everybody should be into Twin Peaks. I would never say that. Certain kinds of weird people should love Twin Peaks.
I watched the first episode again, and I didn't dislike it. I liked the concept. I thought it was pretty good storytelling, but it just never like hooked me. And then it's gonna every person that I've told that loves David Lynch, where I'm like, Mulholland Drive made me fucking angry. They're like, you shouldn't have started there.
That's fair.
Wild at Heart, I think, is the one everybody keeps telling me.
I've never seen Wild at Heart.
Blue Velvet, but I have a feeling that I was so high that I was just like, okay, cool.
Oh my God, Blue Velvet is a crazy fucking movie. Particularly crazy to watch while high. Something I've not done. I fucking love Twin Peaks, though. I fucking love Twin Peaks. And would not ever judge you. But I am now obsessed with that girl. Yeah, that's so exciting.
She was so cool.
Damn.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name at all. Like, I don't. And I do remember people's names from camp, but not hers.
There is a girl, and, just like free cookies to anyone who knew me and her way, way, way back when, or if you can put it together well, through high school. I grew up with a girl who... I'm so angry she's not queer. To my knowledge. I'm so angry. Let me be very, very, very blunt. I'm so angry she didn't end up with an AFAB person, because I don't know if she's fucking queer. Who fucking knows? But this girl was so goddamn butch. She had spiky short hair. She played every sport, and well, she was a rock fucking stone cold bitch. I did not like her. She was very mean to me. Her mom was really cool, though. Actually, her mom was so fucking cool. I really enjoyed her.
I got along with moms of people who I didn't get along with.
Right?
Yeah, I definitely was friends, friendly with people. We are the kind of people that a lot of moms like, for sure.
Definitely. Oh yeah, no, all the school moms loved me, and I really loved pretty much all the school moms. And this school mom, she was so fucking checked out. She was just the coolest cucumber. I was obsessed with her. But yeah, this girl in my class, very sporty, very mean, very, very butch tomboy kid. And we were in Girl Scouts together as well. And she had a conversion van because her family was this fucking cool. Her mom was this fucking cool. She had a conversion van with the like swivel fucking armchair seats in the back.
Oh my God. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And a TV.
Yeah,
and
the TVs were cool.
Upholstered TV. And like a...
Because it was like built into the thing.
Because it was built in. Because it was this... I mean, it must have been 93 that we went on this trip. So this car might have been like a 1990, 91. I mean, it was spectacular, Lillian. And I'm sitting in the swivel chair, just amazed that a car can do this, next to her. And she's like, I'm going to put the TV on. And she turns on American Gladiators.
Yeah.
This was the coolest, most formative fucking experience of my life. And this girl is not demonstrably gay from space. I'm so angry about it. Like every couple of years, I'm like, she's got to be out by now. And I Google her and she's like married with some fucking Mormon kids or some shit. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening
by now?
Because I can love a mean butch. I really can. Like, the first girl that I was officially into was so mean. Like, never, ever, ever, ever would have worked out. But she, I mean, God, she just made me turn to fucking jello. Like, my brain could not even process that. And I was like, oh, I think I didn't think I was a lesbian because I thought it was the kind of thing that you could only be if you were fat and ugly and feminist, which of course I am 2 of those 3 things. But yeah, it spun it on its head. And I was like, oh, this feels really different. And this doesn't feel like the way that being a lesbian was dangled in front of me like a threat.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I'm trying to think about butch girls in general. And it was definitely like a different vibe. It's not what we think of quite now or how there was definitely like a softball-y girl who sort of, I mean, she moved like Gumby. just like
Bounce.
her shoulders were always out. Like she was always kind of like had her arms up and out for some reason. I don't know if it was like the way, the body was shaped or something.
And stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, exactly. She was in band and she definitely French horn. French horn is a gay lady instrument.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yes.
You'd be a straight boy and play a French horn.
Straight dork.
It's band.
Yeah.
They all dorks.
Aren't they ever? I love them. I love me dorks of all genders.
I wish I had played an instrument.
I don't know if this was true for you, but we kind of had to pick between choir and band.
Yep. Yeah, you absolutely did.
There were kids who did both, but there was a conflict of interest. They had competing schedules, and that's the thing that kept me from playing clarinet in band and continuing with that. I was like, well, I guess I have to kind of veer off and do vocal music.
Right. Yeah. In high school, in college, I was friends with a girl who identified as lesbian but was engaged to a guy, which, as we all know now, you get to call yourself whatever you want to call yourself.
You absolutely do.
And I do think that it thrilled her to make people mad about that. But she was definitely like an I get my hair cut at a barbershop girl. Like She was a little skater girl.
Cute.
She wore like the fancy Vans and yeah, she was fun. She was I'm still in touch with her too. She was a very big personality. But really fun to be around. And it was really when I got to New York before I started knowing a lot of like masculine presenting women.
Yes, definitely. I feel like even in college, there was there was that one hot butch girl, and there were so many queer people at school, right? But only a certain number in theater.
Mm-hmm.
And in theater, the girls that we had who were queer were more of the goth bi type, right?
Sure,
they might
sure.
be anywhere on the spectrum of mask femme, the whole like soft butch, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like, and I feel I am a queer person, and the more I lean into my queerness, the more I'm like, oh, I could absolutely dig any of these people. Like there are plenty of times that I'm attracted to femmes now too. But like, you know, the real identifier for me is like a butch, and and that, you know, that's just like, that's home base. So
I love a chaotic soft butch. One of my friends, because I don't know if you've heard, I don't like this term. Futch is the like soft femme butch crossover.
Too much
like
feet in that word. Too much feet.
When femme and butch, if you were putting that together, you get fetch. That's so
yes.
better.
Can we please?
Can we make fetch
literally
happen,
bring fetch? Yes, make fetch happen. I guess who identifies as a futch, and then you ask them, do you really want to be called that?
There you go. I have an idea for you. I was so good at it.
Have to ask though, why is kissing so inherently queer? I mean, I realize it's not that cut and dry, but it does feel like there is an appreciation of kissing that is like such a bellwether to like queerness.
If I may.
Go for it.
So much of male heterosexual sexuality, no matter how much you've shaken off of it, is focused around conquest and penetration. Kissing, and there are some people who have to like being kissed at, because there's enough people who do it like that, and they keep kissing people, and ostensibly somebody is enjoying it. But I think that kissing is such a collaboration. It's such a dance. It involves listening, and it involves like being able to be open to perceive the other person's body language in like an enormous way that a lot of people aren't used to being receptive in that. Whoa, you have to be receptive to be a good kisser. And so much masculinity is solely penetrative. It's a collaboration.
Very good. Yes.
It is, what are we going to make together? Not, you're going to take this load from me. Sorry.
Right.
Why did that feel so graphic?
No, it's so true. It's so true. I think about this often because I think about, how do I sanitize this? I think about more comp-het situations I've been in and how quickly dismissed kissing was. And just like, I mean, tragically.
Compulsorily heterosexual.
Yes. How, like, kissing was maybe a part of the, like, my desired level of kissing was maybe a certain percentage of the early days, and then like, okay, we're done with that.
Yeah, we did that.
Why are we ever going to kiss if it doesn't result in sex, like, imminently? And that was such a huge loss for me
Yeah,
Such
that's
an
a real
enormous
drag.
loss and grief. And I only wanted, I mean, I could have gotten there, but like I only wanted to kiss. I wanted to kiss so badly.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, oh my God, I can't even do some kissing because I then don't want to be the withholding,
Right.
shrill.
You've opened the door, so now you're a tease.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. It was really horrible. There were like conversations about, you know, why can't we just kiss? Yeah. And it feels so inherently queer because of that. Like just the sustained joy of it. The sustained
Yeah. You're enjoying someone else's company,
mhm.
and it's not a means to an end.
Right?
It's
I
nobody
just don't
wins.
know.
Nobody
Right.
wins. Nobody wins. And there is less often. I think that some queer people do approach sex like that
Sure.
too, though.
Yes, of
But
course, of course.
but there's less of a clear, definitive winner. There's
Mm.
also almost entirely the concept of like the magical moment in movies when everybody comes at the same time. Like that's not an expectation in queer
Yeah.
relationships at all. Like everybody's like, okay, this is the attention that we're going to trade off and we'll all get there,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
or not, and it's okay if we don't. um the script is different. There isn't as much of a script. It's not like we do this, then we do this. It's not the bases.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Can you
Right.
imagine what a gay baseball field would look like? It would be like 4 rhombuses and a couple of
There'd be a swim up bar.
all right, I think that's it. That's the
Well, fuck buddies. Get horny for kissing.
I'm always horny for kissing.
Same girl. Very same. I love you. This was wonderful.
This was great.
Y'all, if this is resonant with you, we would really love to hear your thoughts. We remain open to your feedback and your ideas. Yeah, if you guys feel, if you feel so moved, we would love to hear what you thought. Of course, we would love to hear from you, take your ideas, take your feedback. It means the world to us. We love hearing from you. And hope that this landed with you and you feel like validated in some way, seen in some way. And you know, just like softened and appreciated for the magical creature you are.
We appreciate you, and
Yes,
I appreciate
we do.
you, Jen.
Oh, I just love you to pieces, Lillian Bustle.
Pieces of Garfield phones that wash up on the shore.
Yes, it's got again. Les lundis. Merde.
Bonsai.
I want that hot French girl on Too Much to say it.
Good. I want her to say anything.
Literally anything. Bye-bye, fuck buddies.